Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of Will It Extract. I'm your host, Benedict Liu, and as always, I'm joined by The Edge. Today, The Edge and I are going to be talking about a quintessential substance found across the sprawling outback of Australia, the frost-chilled Mongolian tundras, the steppes of Patagonia, and right outside in the CEM parking lot. We're of course talking about soil. Why are we interested in soil, Edge? Well, soil is an important part of the ecosystem. Why, the soil layer, or pedosphere, performs a large assortment of tasks for the Earth. It acts as a carbon reservoir, a system for cycling nutrients back into the organisms, and as a habitat for those very organisms. It really makes you appreciate the power of beat-up rocks. But today, we are especially concerned with the stuff in the soil. And I'm not talking about worms, or mole people, or nematodes, but rather the chemical stuff. That's right, Edge. Residual compounds, things like pesticides, polyaromatic hydrocarbons, or phthalate esters, to name a few. These compounds fall under a category called SVOCs, or semi-volatile organic compounds. These compounds are regulated and need to be extracted according with government methods, for example, EPA 3545 or EPA 3546. Why the two methods, Edge? Well, we'll get there in sample prep, but you're not gonna like it, buddy. All right, look, I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to share the spotlight for just like a tiny bit today. Yes, you're still the star. Well, I mean, kind of. The Mars is like your compliment. You guys are both. Okay, fine. Well, you can sulk while I'll talk, as usual. Anyways, like I was saying, we have two methods of extraction of soil samples here at CEM. We of course have the Edge, which is a fully automated sequential system which adds the solvents, extracts the sample, filters, and cools the extract all in one step. We also have the Mars, Microwave Extraction System, which allows for batches of samples to be run, but the solvent addition and filtering will all need to be done by hand. Now, for sample prep for the Mars, all we would need to do is take one of our vessels, add one of our glass liners, and into that liner we could add our sample as well as our solvents. We would then add the plug, then cap, making sure it's tight with a torque wrench. And then you would take the sample and vortex it. You would then add the express vessel into the turntable, place the turntable into the Mars, and then run one of the preloaded EPA methods. Now for sample prep on the Edge, it is very different. We would take one of our Q cups, which is our sample holder, disassemble. Into the base of the Q cup, we're going to go ahead and add our pre-stacked S1 stack of Q discs. Simply insert it into the base, making sure it's laying nice and flat. Then twist to reassemble. Next thing we would do is go ahead and add our soil sample. We recommend no more than 30 grams of sample per Q cup. And after the soil sample has been added into the Q cup, we'll go ahead and add a layer of fluorosil, or activated magnesium silicate, on top of that. The fluorosil is very useful for soil extractions because it helps prevent the lighter and more volatile analytes from being lost during the extraction. After a layer has been added on top, we'll go ahead and take a Q screen, a stainless steel mesh, insert it into the opening of the Q cup, press down with the tool. That Q screen is there to help keep the sample compact and keep it submerged into solvent. We'll then place the Q cup into the rack. We'll place an extraction collection vial right beside of it. We'll go ahead and load the rack into the Edge as I come around front while I load the method. Press play and press start. And now, while the Edge is running, let me tell you a bit about what makes soil such a difficult extraction. Soil is a very interesting matrix due to the vast variations among soil. Within the US alone, we have 20,000 different types of soil. There are many classification systems for soil that look at variables like particle size, soil horizons, or chemical compositions. This highly varied nature of soil is what makes the extraction particularly difficult. a difficulty that's alleviated by both the Edge and by the Mars. And while the Edge is still running, I'll see you guys in a few minutes. And now the Edge is finished up. So here we have our extracted soil sample. And here we have our extract. You can see that the extract is filtered, and I can tell you that it's cool to the touch. So this extract is ready to go to analysis. For whatever you're looking for, we mentioned some possible analytes before, but some other classes of analytes might be things such as PCBs, DROs and OROs, as well as PFAS. And thank you all for joining us for this episode of Will It Extract. For more information, please visit CEM.com. So Edge, anything new with you? How's your garden going? Oh, very nice. I'll definitely have to take you up on that. Definitely love some fresh tomatoes. Oh, and you're starting an orchard too? That's very cool. What are you trying to grow on those trees? You know the saying is that money doesn't do that, right?